Oh, hello. How are you? I hope you're well. It's been a little while since I've done a video for this channel. I've been busy, but yeah, I'm here now. I hope everything is well with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at dating advice, shall we? The first one I have is girlfriend changed last name to mine on social media. We're not married. So, been dating this girl for about 6 months. She stays at my apartment maybe 2 or 3 days a week. She wasn't here last night, so this morning during breakfast, I scroll through the reels to find her something funny, to find her doing something funny. To find her something funny like to send to her. Start the day off right. Go to send her one and discover that her last name has changed to mine. We're not married, not engaged, have barely even talked about marriage. I'm not even mad, but boy, that had to have been the biggest cold chill to hit my spine since last winter. Anyone else come across this phenomenon? Because I have no clue where to start besides a bro, what? I don't know why you're calling it a phenomenon as if this is something that women do. It's not something that women do. This is fucking weird. I've not come across this. I think it's fucking overstepping a little bit. You've been together for 6 months. I think this is a bit fucking much, to be honest. You haven't actually asked for any advice. You've just said, has anyone else come across this? No. You have no idea where to start. Well, I mean, you're not even mad? Are you creeped out? Because I would be fucking creeped out. Like, that's weird. I'm sorry, but that needs a conversation. I'm not okay with that. I'm interested to see what other people have said. Sometimes I worry I'm a bit too much or that I do weird things. Then I read stuff like this and instantly feel better. Right? Change your name. You thought you weren't married, eyeballs, eyeballs. Are you in middle school and on Facebook? Deja vu to the 2010s here. You should be nervous. I think your physical reaction to the discovery tells you all you need to know. You're at the stage now where if you broke up, you only have to worry about being stabbed once. Wait any longer and full-on murder might happen. Red flag. Okay, not that interesting, but yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at the next one. I realised I was getting ghosted by girls because I followed Reddit advice. How do you know that? I thought I was ugly. Maybe you still are. I thought I was ugly. I vented on this app many times after getting ghosted, but I've been successful lately. To be honest, I've also started going back to the gym. But anyways, I read on Reddit that you should always be respectful and don't kiss on the first date and don't flirt, etc. Why are you going on a date with this person if you're not going to flirt with them? Like, don't kiss, okay, if you want, but I don't think it's disrespectful to kiss on the first date if you're both into it. Okay, I don't know where you're reading this on Reddit. Anyway, that's exactly what I was doing. I would go on dates, ask about their work, school, vacation, etc., all that wholesome vibe, and I was getting ghosted. In the last 4 weeks, I've been on a few dates and told myself to ditch all that advice, started flirting with them, going for a kiss at the right time, inviting them to my place, etc., etc. And yeah, I've been pretty successful lately. I don't feel I'm ugly anymore, lol. Hey, this advice might not work for everyone, I don't know, but all this worked for me better than being wholesome and waiting till like third date, etc. Yeah, I think you got shit a bit twisted there. Like, I certainly haven't seen any mass group on Reddit be like, hey, it's disrespectful to flirt with someone on the first date or it's disrespectful to kiss someone on the first date. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's people who have that view, but I don't think this is like general advice that people tend to give from my experience. I think saying like, it works better for me than being wholesome and waiting for the third date, etc. I think that makes it sound as if you're saying, no, it's fine, just pounce on them, like be super like full on and just like try and get on their ass as soon as possible. Like, let's not go to either extremes, do you know what I mean? I think probably what's happened is instead of you unnaturally doing things that you wouldn't normally do, which probably gave people a weird vibe because they could tell it wasn't natural for you and something was off, but they just didn't know what, you're now just doing whatever you think is right in the moment, which is probably going to be a lot more natural and more appealing to people. So again, you're not asking for advice. You're just kind of saying that you got some advice that sucks and here's some other advice. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see what other people are saying here. Advice on here is a mixed bag. The majority of users here are people struggling with dating, not in a successful relationship, so it means their ability to give good advice is low. So you need to take advice here with a grain of salt. There are still loads of good advice here if you can filter out all the crap. But yeah, I'm not surprised you are having more success. You're probably being too passive and they didn't feel your interest. Exactly, like you have to show interest in the other person. If I went on a date with someone and they like didn't try and flirt with me at all, then I'd be like, oh, okay, fair enough. You're not into me, that's fine. You know, I wouldn't be like trying to flirt with them if they weren't feeling it. I just went through your post history. How were you ugly? I feel like your issues with dating stem more from self-confidence than looks themselves. Honestly, being a guy who knows how to read the room is better than just stiffly following a set of internal cues. Exactly. You just gotta fucking see what it's like for yourself and do what seems right at the time. Next. I've changed my profile to see other women in my area. Big mistake. Like the title says, I, 27-year-old female, changed my Hinge profile to being a man interested in women to see what other women's profiles are like in my town. One of my friends in another town said they did, and it was interesting to see common prompts, poses, etc. for ideas for your own profile. Really? You want to see what's common so you can do it as well? You want to copy someone else's profile? I wouldn't advise that, but sure, whatever you want. We live in the south, and I've been told by men I've dated here that mostly everyone who is attractive is too young, taken already, or something's off with their job or pictures. What do you mean something's off with their job? Judgmental, but whatever. After changing my profile and looking, they completely lied. I guess to make me feel special, but I've never even asked. I am so humbled because I have always seen beautiful women around town thinking they must be married or something. Nope, there's a lot of single ones too. They're gorgeous, great jobs, nice profiles, etc. I'm a single divorced mum. I think I'm attractive, have a great job, personable, and blah, blah, blah. The new revelation makes me wonder how anyone would ever choose me when they have all of these other qualities. What, just because you think someone's physically attractive, you think that they must be better than anyone else? Girl, like this is just annoying me. There's deal breakers, of course, but do you all have advice for a similar perspective? I don't get your issue. You're saying that it was a big mistake to see other profiles in your area. Like, I don't understand what your fucking problem is, honestly. So basically, you're curious. You're like, oh, I don't know what to put in my profile. Your friend says, yeah, just have a look at other people's profile in your area and copy them. So you're like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Thinking that like, oh yeah, guys always tell me that there's like no one else available and there's all these problems with the other people, and oh my gosh, now I've seen good looking women, oh, and I have some kind of problem with that. Like, am I being a bit mean? I don't think that just because someone is like physically attractive, or because you find someone physically attractive, it doesn't mean that they're a good person, a nice person, have a good personality, doesn't mean they're attractive on the inside, doesn't mean that someone else is automatically going to be attracted to them. This post just annoys me more than anything else. Like, what's your actual fucking question here? Why is no one asking questions in dating advice? Like, I don't get it. But basically you're feeling some type of way because you've realize that there's good looking women out there. I don't fucking get this post, to be honest. Next, not gonna waste any more time on that. Girl invites me over to her apartment after the club and friend zones me within minutes. She don't owe you shit, for a start, okay? Guys, this is not a troll post. I kid you not. I met a girl at the club. It was about 1:30 in the morning. I was with some friends of mine, her and I hit it off. She said she was leaving early because her stomach was hurting due to some medication she was taking. I got her contact info. She texted me, you can come over if you want. So I left about 15 minutes later. That's a bit fucking keen. I know what you guys are thinking. I didn't do or say anything creepy. Was completely respectful. No sexual comments, etc. No off-the-wall comments. I walk in her house, we converse pretty much talking about our night. We sit on the bed and she says, look, I'm not looking for a relationship. I hope you're cool with just being friends. I didn't mention anything at all about a relationship. So, girl, why are you starting with a quotation mark and then you're not finishing your quotation mark? It's not clear to me what you're saying and what she's saying, okay? Oh. But anyway, she says, Look, I'm not looking for a relationship. I hope you're cool with just being friends. Full stop. Quotation mark. I didn't mention anything at all about a relationship, so that came out of left field. Then she started talking about feminism, asked me if I liked Joe Rogan. I said yeah. Then she went on a rant about how he's misogynistic, blah blah. I left after about 15 minutes. I'm so confused. What went wrong? I'm 26, she's 22. I mean, like I say, you're kind of like making assumptions that because she said you can come over if you want, that means that she wants to like either be in a relationship or have sex. Like, that was a bit assumptive in the first place, do you know what I mean? Like, I know what you're saying, like you didn't mention anything about a relationship, so her saying I'm not looking for a relationship came out of nowhere for you, but I think it's a kind of reasonable assumption that someone who comes over to your place after just meeting them in a club might think that that's what you're open to when you're not. Having said that, I don't know why she's saying, oh, my stomach hurts, I'm going to go home. Then 15 minutes later, oh, do you want to come over? That's a bit fucking weird as well, to be fair. But yeah, I would say inviting someone over to your house when you don't feel well and then being like, I don't want a relationship, by the way, do you like Joe Rogan? Oh, he's a misogynist. That's a bit of a weird line of conversation, in my opinion. Like, maybe keep it a bit more lighthearted for the first time you fucking met this person. Unless you got a bad vibe from them, in which case, why did you invite them to your house? I don't know. And then also, I equally think it's weird, like, to meet someone for the first time, they're going home because they don't feel well, and then you going over to their house anyway. I think that's also a bit weird. This whole situation is a bit weird. What went wrong? I think you've both just fucking misread the situation, to be honest. I think that the two of you just don't fucking gel, and that's about it. These aren't very interesting, are they? Women only. I'm so confused. What are you confused about, babe? So I'm looking for input from any women on here as to why one of you would do this. Okay. I don't think there's a single man who understands women enough to solve this mystery. For background info, I'm a 31-year-old male, have only been with one woman. Me and my ex dated from the age of 13 to 21. Girl. Joined the army at 17, got engaged when I came home on leave from the army at 21, and we were engaged until 26 when my active duty contract was over and we could get married and start a family like we had planned now that I wasn't being deployed anymore. Instead, I came home to her pregnant with my best friend's kid. Damn, that sucks. I promised myself that day that nothing like that was going to happen to me again and decided not to date again. That's a bit fucking much, but I mean, I understand you've been burned, but come on. Anyway, it's been a little over 5 years now, and over the past year, it has started to get a lot lonelier than the first 2 years were. I tried online dating about 2 months ago, made an account on Tinder, Boo, what the fuck is Boo? Tinder, Boo, Bumble, and a few others. I figured larger the audience, the higher the chance I had in finding the one, or whatever people want to call it. Not necessarily, but okay. Each of those accounts lasted maybe 4 days before I deleted my account and reinforced my decision to stay single. Despite wanting to be a husband and father for literally my entire life. Apps aren't the only way to meet people. Situation. About a month ago, me and this woman got into a pretty long discussion on Facebook and a comment thread on a post about something that happened in our area. By the end of the discussion, what was it? Was it a discussion or was it not a discussion? She said something along the lines of, oh, you're so cute and funny, after I made a joke, and I'm not going to lie, she's probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Some people might not think so, but there was just something about her eyes and smile. They just made me melt. So when she said this, I figured I'd shoot my shot, despite my previous commitment to myself and the self-esteem issues I've been fighting, blah, blah. I said something stupid along the lines of, if she thinks that was funny, she should see what kind of nonsense I'm capable of over dinner. She asked me to message her, and I did. She told me how she got out of a really abusive and traumatic relationship about a year before and wasn't ready to meet anyone but that we could talk. Okay, that's a bit fucking mixed signals, but at least you're being clear now. So we did. Every day, all night, all day, all night, during work, during school, funny conversations, deep conversations, romantic conversations, texting, calling, video chat. Girl, why are you getting all into this if she's saying she's not ready to be in a relationship? Or she's not even ready to be in a relationship, wasn't ready to meet anyone. So why are you fucking jumping straight into this as if you're fucking in a full-on intense relationship when you know it's not going to go anywhere? Anyway, she's only a couple of years younger than me, never married, doesn't have any kids, although she wants both. So finally one day, she asks me why I haven't asked her out again. What? I was kind of caught off guard and told her I thought she wasn't ready yet. Exactly, that's what you fucking said. Her response was, after all this conversation, that I should have known that she was... Girl, why are you playing fucking games? Why are you not being clear? Like, first of all, you're trying to like flirt with this guy, be like, oh, you're cute and funny, hee hee. Then you're like, oh, well, actually, I'm not ready to meet anyone, which is like, okay, a bit confusing, but fair enough, you're being upfront. And now you're like, oh, we've been calling, texting every day. Why have you not asked me out yet? Because you said you weren't ready and the guy's trying to be respectful of that. What's your fucking problem? She said it playfully, but something was off about it. So I tried to save the situation and told her we could go out right now. Give me an hour to get ready and put together a date plan. That's a bit fucking keen, but okay. And then I'd come pick her up on my motorcycle, which she said a few days prior that she had been dying to ride. I get ready, plan the date, pick her up, and we head out. She loves animals, especially aquatic life, so I take her to this awesome aquarium she hasn't been to that has a bunch of other stuff, and we spend a few hours there. About halfway through the aquarium, she's hanging on my arm, sneaking kisses on my cheek when I'm not looking, just being ridiculously cute. We have dinner at her favourite restaurant, which she had mentioned offhandedly to me like a month before. You seem pretty attentive, that's nice. Went and got frozen yogurt, then went and got drinks. After the drinks in the bar, she asked to go out on my bike and smoke the infused pre-roll I bought for us. She asks me to sit on my motorcycle, and she climbs on top of me, straddling my lap. We smoke and then we end up sitting there for hours. This is a long ass fucking date. Are you not tired? Talking, kissing, laughing, staring at each other, her telling me how sexy I am, how I'm like the perfect guy, and how she's never met anyone so amazing, blah, blah, blah. We had an amazing night. Both of us didn't stop laughing, smiling, blah, blah. Jesus Christ, get to the point. Okay, I was blown away that this goddess was actually really into me. There was even an older couple at the bar who said that we were so cute together, and this girl lit up. So it gets late, I take her home, give her a huge hug, etc, etc, etc. Girl, get to the point. She says how she wants me to come in so bad, but that she wants to wait, and I said that was perfectly fine. I wasn't expecting that anyway, and then I completely agreed if I was going to sleep with anyone again, it would definitely be her, but that we should definitely go on at least a couple more dates. And then again, she lit up, practically jumped into my arms and kissed me, telling me that I'm perfect. I leave, get home, it was like a 40-minute motorcycle ride from her place. It's 4 a.m. at this point, and I've been up for like 22 hours. We video chat for a few minutes. Girl, are you not sick of her by now? Telling each other goodnight again and whatnot, and we go to sleep. I wake up later that morning and go to message her and find that she had blocked me on everything. Facebook, Snapchat, phone number, even the TikTok that she convinced me to make so I could see the videos that she always sent me. What happened? What did I do wrong? I know we only talked for a month and only met once, but I really felt like this girl was special, and every part of me wanted to be the guy that made her feel special every day. I know I don't have a lot of experience with this, but it doesn't make any sense to me, and even though she was still practically a stranger, seeing that she had blocked me tore a hole right through my chest. So what happened? What went wrong? Looking for input from any woman as to why one of you would do this. I don't think a single man understands. Excuse me, do you think women are the only ones who do this? Because men can be assholes too. Men can be dicks and just ghost you out of nowhere as well. Okay, this isn't a women only thing, first of all. So get that right in your head. Okay? But yeah, like I say, she's just totally like giving mixed signals, trying to play games with you. I don't know why she blocked you and was doing all this shit. Like, spent a very long time with you, was quite full on, to be honest. I don't know, some people are just fucking weird. I don't think I mean, your reenactment of the situation, your retelling of the story is biased, right? You think it went well. You don't think you did anything wrong. Maybe she didn't think it went so well. Maybe she thinks that you did do something weird. Maybe she was too uncomfortable to like suddenly change the tone of it, especially if you were driving her home. Maybe she thought like, right, I better keep up this act for now because otherwise I don't know what's going to happen. But even then, like, I don't know, she seems to be coming on a bit fucking strong. But you were too, so it seemed as if it was kind of like both of you were matching each other's energy, again, based from the biased recounting that you've given. But why did she do this? I don't fucking know. Some people just do that. It's not a woman thing. Yeah, what else can I say? You're not asking me for any advice, so that's it. Next one. Gosh, that was a lot of fucking text for not very much, wasn't it? I told my friend we should wait until his divorce is over, and now he's moving in with someone. A few months ago, my friend, who's a 38-year-old male, told me, 37-year-old female, that he and his wife were getting divorced. About 5 months into his separation, he asked me on a date. We've known each other for almost 10 years, and I always found him attractive and felt like we had good chemistry. But he was in a relationship, so it obviously never went anywhere other than friendship. When he asked me out, I honestly didn't not want to date a married man, so I told him that we should stick to being friends until he's officially divorced. That doesn't make sense. You mean you honestly didn't want to date a married man, so you told him that we should wait till he's divorced? Plus, I didn't want to risk him going back to his wife or being a rebound. I read a lot about dating separated or recently divorced men, and most was not good. He kind of distanced himself for a bit after that. Fast forward, and now he's in what seems to be a really serious relationship. Apparently there was another woman out there that had no issue dating a married man. She started seeing him before his divorce. Now they're moving in together and talking marriage less than 6 months after his divorce. I feel kind of bad about myself because I guess he really was ready to move on from his marriage. Did I make the right decision to turn him down? You seem confused. You seem pretty fucking salty that you've said thank you but no thank you, and now he's gone and found somebody else. Too fucking bad. That was your choice not to date him. What, did you think that he was going to wait for you? Did he say he was going to wait for you? He's perfectly within his rights to go and meet someone else and move in with her. Like, if they're having a good time, if he wants to move in with someone else, she wants to move in with him too. Like, there's no problem with that. Do you know what I mean? Being like, oh, obviously there was some other woman who had no issue dating a married man. Don't fucking judge her. Do you know what I mean? Like, girl, I feel kind of bad about myself because I guess you don't need to feel bad about yourself. Like, that's a bit fucking much. But I don't think you need to be fucking feeling salty either about the situation. Maybe he really was ready to move on from his marriage. I don't fucking know. Just because you move in with another person doesn't mean that you're ready to move in, that you're ready to move on from a relationship. Like, plenty of other people will date someone new even though they're not over their ex, which I'm not endorsing. I don't think that's a good thing to do, but it's common. Like, it's his life. Let the man live it. He's not doing anything wrong. He's separated from his wife. He is getting a divorce. He's not cheating on anyone. Certainly not cheating on you. Did you make the right decision to turn him down? I don't fucking know. Were you even into him? You're not even saying whether or not you were interested in him, did you? I felt like we had good chemistry, but he was in a relationship. Yeah, but you can have chemistry with friends. Like, chemistry isn't like purely a romantic thing, right? Girl, you made your bed, now lie in it. Like, was it the right decision or not? I don't fucking know. Like, who's to say he wouldn't have still met this other woman and wouldn't have still been with her anyway? Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be like yearning for something that never even happened, okay? Just like, it's fine. Like, move on. These ones are weird today, or am I the one that's being weird? Like, I don't know, I just feel like people are making problems where they don't exist, to be honest. However, my fiancé is a piece of shit and I want to break up. So break up. What do you need us for? My fiancé hasn't been talking to me for 2 days now because when I was at my bestie's place, we were all we all were girls all together. Why is that in quotes? He told me to get back home at 11. He told you to get home at 11? What does he think he's doing telling you to do anything? For a start. But I couldn't because we just ordered food at 11. That's a fucking late dinner. And we were eating and my friend was going to give me a ride home. So I waited till she finished eating. I was at home at 12:30 in the morning. Then he went crazy about it. He started insulting me for not obeying him. I was like, dude, I just stayed there 1 more hour and the road took us half an hour. Nothing. And the road took us half an hour. Nothing is wrong with that. Besides, there was no men there. There was nothing to worry about. He kept yelling and telling me that I broke his heart and I don't respect him and I should have taken an Uber. Or why are you putting Uber in quotes? Uber is a real thing. It's not a fucking euphemism. Or a cab. You mean a cab? To go back home instead of waiting for my friend, which was so weird, and I instantly felt disgusted by his actions, and that made me feel like he's not masculine. You're both toxic. He shouldn't be telling you what to do and shouting and screaming at you, calling you names or whatever it was that he was doing. You shouldn't be saying that someone isn't masculine just because they're acting in that way. That's not anything to do with masculinity. The two of you need to fucking sort yourselves out. Anyway, because he didn't care about my safety, as he assumes he only cared... What? Who said it was about safety? He didn't care about my safety as he assumes. He only cared about his words to be followed. And I feel like I made a mistake by accepting such garbage in my life and I wanted to instantly break up. But the thing is, I can't at the moment because we're together in college and we have projects to be done together. So I'm thinking to wait until we finish these projects and then I'll break up with him instantly. So please guys, tell me if I'm right or what to do. How old are y'all? You're in college, right? You didn't say how old you are. I'm pretty surprised that this is the first time he's acted this way, to be honest. However, assuming there is the first time he's acted this way, good for you for recognising that that's not a good way to behave and that you want to leave. Good for you. But then saying like, yeah, but we've got projects together and practically I get it. Like, you don't want to get a shitty grade just because of this guy in this situation, but I feel like staying in a relationship with an asshole just because you have college projects together also isn't a very good reason to stay together. On the other hand, he hasn't talked to you for 2 days. Maybe you'll be lucky and there's only like a week left of the projects. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll be broken up soon anyway. Like, it depends how long you're going to wait here. Like, have you got months left? Days? Weeks? Years? I don't fucking know. Like, if it's only a couple days, then okay, maybe like take advantage of the situation, as I say, that he's not talking to you anymore. Just finish the projects, get that shit done, and be like, by the way, you're an asshole, I'm out of here. But if it's any longer than a couple days, I feel like that's kind of disingenuous as well, to stay with someone that you, in your own words, think is a piece of shit. To stay with that person just for the sake of some project. I don't think that's like necessarily the best thing to do either. But like I say, like you saying about like, oh, I felt disgusted because I feel like he's not masculine because of the way he was behaving. Like, girl, I'm not on his side by any means, but it doesn't mean that I think that kind of rhetoric is okay either. But yeah, you're right to break up with him. What should you do? I don't fucking know. Like I say, it depends. Next one. Woman who's 29-year-old female that I, 36-year-old male, was interested in put me in the friend zone for months. Now after I found someone who actually wants to be with me, she wants me back. What do you mean she wants you back? Were you together in the first place? Or has she just now decided that she's suddenly interested in you because you're no longer available? So last year, I separated from my ex-wife after discovering that she had another man. It was quite weird at first because I was with my ex-wife since I was 20, so about 16 years. 10 married, so it took me quite a while to finally work up the courage to date again. After being with just one person for so long, I was kind of clueless, at least at first, about how to even re-enter the whole dating scene. I decided to get back into it and decided to try things with someone I had known for a long time who had expressed interest in me. We spent a lot of time together. We were together for family events, general going out, etc. But she expressed that she wanted to just be friends for now and that she needed time and that she was still traumatized by previous abusive relationships. Fair enough. So I agreed. However, I also believe that if we're just friends and that's it, then there's nothing preventing either of us from seeing other people, of course. You're not Baghdad. Do you know what I mean? You don't get to call a person like you call a car seat. I ended up meeting someone who's a 36-year-old female, a friend of one of my best friends, who is just absolutely perfect. We share everything, blah blah, not really relevant. Even me and my now ex-wife didn't bond this deeply, and we were together a long time, but this is for sure the case for my new girlfriend. Now, the one who friendzoned me is absolutely crushed and claiming that she really did want to be with me and that her rejection was not a no, but it was just a not right now because she wanted time. Girl, you can't have it both ways. Okay? Yeah, every time I tried to discuss everything with her beforehand, it was always these types of responses, and it just made me feel like, well, she definitely saw me as a big part of her life since we always talked and did a lot of things together. She just didn't see me as a partner option. Well, that's also not what she said. What was it? You said that she was traumatized by previous relationships and she just needed time. She didn't say that she can't see herself being with you, so you're kind of like getting confused there, even though you've stated something else. Do you know what I'm saying? Personally, I do feel like I made the right decision because at the end of the day, someone who wants to be with you is going to make that obvious. But what do you guys think? I'm sure a lot of you have had similar experiences as this one. What's your question? Just what do I think? Is that it? You're not looking for advice? Are you looking for advice? What's the situation? Are you confused as to now whether you should be with her or like your new girlfriend? Or like what's the deal? Too fucking bad she missed her chance, that's her problem. Like if someone says to you, I'm not ready, unless you say, don't worry, I'm gonna fucking wait for you. And even then, I feel like how long are you supposed to wait? Do you know what I mean? At some point life goes on, things happen, you meet other people, get over it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not in a relationship. So yeah, like I say, you finding someone else is perfectly fine. Dating someone else is fine. Her being like, oh no, that's not what I really meant, blah blah, is not fine. Even if you did really want to be, even if the friend really did want to be with OP, that's besides the point. She said, not right now. So he was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Let me find someone who's gonna be for right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, nah, she's just feeling some sort of way because she thought that she could bagsy you. She thought she could reserve you and that she could just have you whenever she felt like. That's not how it fucking works. Next. Dating a disabled man is so soul destroying. I would consider myself a kind and empathetic person. For a bit of information, I have I have some sort of muscular dystrophy and I live on a disability pension. Because of my condition, I have to use an electric wheelchair and have very limited physical movements. I've been trying for a relationship for many years and I've barely ever made it past the first date. The last day I went on, I even managed to make my date laugh, still turned down for a second date with a polite lie. How do you know it was a lie? I'm attentive and do listen. I feel gender norms really screw me over because I have no way of being typically masculine. Why? The only thing that you've said is that you have a disability and that you use an electric wheelchair. None of that to me says masculine or feminine. People have some fucking weird ideas of like gender norms, honestly. Also, I can't do typical romantic gestures. I actively attend local music gigs and sing in a band and I'm fairly clever. And yes, I have had dating. Yeah, and yes, I have had dating other disabled people suggested to me. Wait, what? Oh, dating as a disabled man. Oh, I thought this was saying like, oh, I'm dating a disabled man and it's soul destroying. That's why I made that face at the start. I thought you were like coming on here to complain about the fact that your partner's disabled. Okay, so dating as a disabled man is soul destroying. Okay, fine. You're not actually asking for advice, but you said that you've had other people suggest that you date other disabled people. I mean, that to me sounds a bit like a fucking I'm not surprised that people would suggest that, but I'm a bit like, what? Just because someone else has a disability, they're going to be attracted to someone with a disability? Like, who's to say that your unsuccessfulness thus far in dating has anything to do with your disability? Do you know what I mean? Like, you've not given me any information to suggest that it's to do with that, except from the fact that you for some reason think that having a disability and using a wheelchair means that you cannot be stereotypically masculine. I don't get that. I don't know where you're getting that. And even then, not everyone is into men who are traditionally masculine or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, different strokes for different folks. So, like, don't get me wrong, I understand, like, why you would jump to that conclusion, but I don't think it's necessary. And yeah, like I say, just because someone else is disabled doesn't mean they're instantly going to be attracted to another disabled person, or that it's not going to be, like, equally hard. Dating is hard in general, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just hard for you. But yeah, you're not asking me for any advice, so fucking good luck, I guess. Last one. Oh shit. May have got my manager pregnant. I'm guessing that wasn't your first mistake. So basically, I slept with my manager after a works party about 3 months ago. I'm 23, she's 36. We've worked together for about 2 years and always had a good relationship. She's very attractive and we've always had banter and maybe flirted a little. This is irrelevant. It's common knowledge that she has marriage problems, she's always moaning about her husband, and I don't think they have much sex anymore. They also have 2 kids already together. We were both pretty drunk at the party, she was looking very good, so we just started dancing together and she went outside to smoke and I followed her. We ended up getting an Uber back to my flat where we had sex. This week, she announces she's pregnant and had her 12-week scan. We just had sex over 12 weeks ago. We had sex just over 12 weeks ago. So I'm very dubious about it being her husband's, as she says. We didn't use protection. Of course you fucking didn't. But I presumed she would have been on... Fuck you. Why are you putting the responsibility on her? And even then, even if she was using like the pill for birth control or something like that, or if she was on the coil, do you not realise that sexually transmitted diseases exist? This whole topic annoys me, to be honest. Don't know if you can fucking tell, but it annoys me that people think that the only risk for having unprotected sex is that you can get someone pregnant, and hey, it's the woman's responsibility to use birth control anyway. I'm the guy, I don't like using condoms, so I'm gonna put it all on her. Like, fuck off. Grow some fucking balls. That to me is like unattractive and yeah, worthy of not going out with. Anyway, that's not your fucking question. I've spoken to her, but she's not 100% it's her husband's, and it can't be mine. Wait, what? I've spoken to her, but she is 100% that it's her husband's and that can't be mine, but hasn't said anything more. I just don't know what to do. Well, she's obviously in fucking denial. Do you know what I mean? For a fucking start. Like, I mean, what can you do? You've asked her about it. She's denying it. What, like, literally, what else can you do? She's obviously not willing to consider the possibility that it's yours. If it was yours, what difference would it make? And I'm not saying that as if in like, hey, it wouldn't make a difference. I'm like genuinely asking, what difference would it make? Would you want to then help raise the child? Would you want to have a decision about whether the child is born? Like, what would the impact be? What would the difference be if it was your child? And if you say, actually, it's all up to her anyway, I don't really care, and I'm not bothered about being in the kid's life, then let her be in denial, you know? Let her not ask any questions about the situation if it wouldn't make a difference to you either way. If it would make a difference to you either way, I think you're well within your rights to be like, look, I think it fucking might be mine and I want to know for sure. You know? As the potential parent, I think that's okay for you to say. But if, obviously you can't force her, you know? But I think you should just make it clear like why you're asking. Because it might not be obvious, you know? It's certainly not obvious to me. Like, you can't make an assumption that just because someone gets another person pregnant that they're willing to, you know, take any responsibility for that. A lot of people don't. So yeah, don't know what to do. Figure out what it is that you want and what impact that it would have. And as I say, if you think it would make a difference, then ask her about it. Like, tell her that you want to know for sure. And if you don't think it would make a difference, then let her do whatever it is that she's gonna do. Like, as I say, you've already made bad decisions. That's much of a much by now. You know, you can't change that. But yeah, maybe though for the future, try not to sleep with your coworkers, especially your boss. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Those were a bit fucking strange, don't you think? Like, I feel like usually we have ones that are a little bit longer, a little bit meatier, or where like there's an actual fucking question or an actual problem. But a lot of these ones were just like people making statements, I feel like. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the episode regardless. Thanks for joining me today. I think I'll just do this. I think I'll just do this video. Like I quite often do a doubler, but I think I'll just leave it at this for now. And let's see when I come back with another one. But thanks a lot for watching. Check out some of my other videos if you feel like it. And I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.